Mama. I'm Courtney Cecil, proud mom of two boys and an organizational culture and behavior change executive. And I'm a believer in building a movement to help the burned out, overwhelmed working moms reclaim their control and free time so that they can confidently remain in the workforce without losing the sanity or themselves. Now, let's get started. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Life Management System. Inside this snacked sized episode, we're going to talk about our to-do list and working in sprints. If you're the average working mom, I'm willing to bet your to-do list is as consuming as mine and generally the source of stress on our day-to-day lives because we have a bad habit about thinking in the future more than we do the present. Like, what is it that needs to get done? Do my son's soccer cleats fit? Is his favorite shirt washed for the first day of school? Did I remember to send this important email to my boss before their meeting tomorrow at 10? We're almost out of laundry detergent. I need to remember to send my cousin a birthday message. What's for dinner? Like, I need to start packing for the weekend. I need to remember to tell my cleaner to get under the shampoo bottles next time. Like, that's the talk track inside my head at any point in time. And if that sounds like you, and you operate like I do, you are constantly being overwhelmed. And I'm here to help you try to rescope your thinking. First, if there's anything you can stop doing permanently, I want you to do that because what it's going to do is relieve your pressure, your brain of that pressure. So I am willing to bet there is something, if you look at your to-do list, that you just need to agree that is never actually going to get done. And I just want you to cross it off because if something is never going to be a priority, then it inherently doesn't warrant you valuing spending your time on it. Just let it go. It was a wish list item. That's a rainy day project. And guess what? That's for retirement. And there's no reason you need to keep something on your to-do list until retirement. Let it go. So once you've whittled down that list, instead of processing the entire thing at once, I want you thinking about it in sprints. So one of the things that I like to do is set aside the first 15 minutes of every day once I get home from work, once the kids are home from school, and I want us to just go as hard and fast as possible to get something done. I set the timer for 15 minutes and we go ham. Or maybe it's something that you include with the whole family. So one of my clients was talking about the pressure that she kind of felt to carry and put away and take care of the entire family after dinner. And I told her, just ask Alexa to play music. And I want you to spend 3 songs. I want everybody to get in on those 3 songs. Maybe it's the same 3, definitely make them upbeat, but I want you and the entire family going hard for 3 songs. And then after those 3 songs are finished, you get to wipe your hands clean and let everything else go. So use that time, whether that be the 15 minutes or the 3 songs. I want you thinking about things like sorting the mail, paying the bills, packing lunch boxes for the next day, watering flowers, maybe organizing part of your pantry, wiping down a shelf in the fridge. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, but time box yourself inside those 3 songs or that 15 minutes and get as much as you can done inside that time period. And then you let everything else go. So when you do that, I really would love you thinking about using your family. And yeah, you might have really young kids. I would say as early as 3, they're able to start taking things off your list. So think about things that can actually truly benefit you instead of creating new work for you and that are age appropriate for them. So things like picking up the dog's toys and putting them back in the dog bin, or cleaning the lint from the dryer, or clearing plates from the dinner table, refilling water bottles, picking out their snacks and putting it in their bag for the next day, that sort of thing. Anything that is age appropriate for them. I want you getting them involved in this because this is the kind of thing, this is an expectation of them being part of the family. And as part of the family, they have to pull some weight too. At least this is my philosophy around keeping things in order. And that's what's going to eventually, over time, relieve some of the stress from you. Because if you don't start grooming them now, then it is going to make it hard for you to ever either get them trained to do what you need them to do, or ever get them actually engaged in doing what you need them to do to relieve, as they grow up, to relieve yourself from the pressure of solving everybody's problems. Another tactic, which I am willing to bet is will not appeal to most of you. But if you watch live TV, I know, again, who watches live TV these days? My boys get so offended when a commercial comes on. If we go to my parents, they're like, what is this? How do we fast forward? Why is the fast forward not working? Like, oh, because it's live TV. That's not how it works. But anyway, like, let's pretend you're watching sports. That's the only time we actually watch live TV in our house. Use the commercials, like use those commercial breaks as ways to get sprint work done as well. So it could, everybody has to clean on this commercial, or everybody has to put something away on the next commercial, or whatever it may be. And I think that you'll find working in those sprints will help you feel super productive, but in a way that feels more sustainable and a lot less overwhelming than you just looking at your to-do list and being like, oh, holy crap, there's still a lot of stuff on there. And if at the end of the day, if you're going through and implementing this sprint process, but at the end of the day you still feel incredibly overwhelmed with how much is left, you are in the gap mindset. So I want you focusing on the gains. I want you focusing on all the things you got accomplished that day, instead of looking back or looking forward even and saying, wow, but I still have so much more to do. Because I'm here to tell you, you'll always have more to do. Your to-do list will never be finished. Unfortunately, like, we will always be adding to our to-do list. It is, if you are listening to this podcast, you are probably a type A person as well, who is constantly trying to better themselves and be at their best, which means you are always going to find new things for you to do. It's kind of like your inbox. Probably never going to get to zero. You're always going to have a coworker or a parent sending you something that they are convinced you need to read. And you'll probably always leave it in there for wishful thinking. That's okay. That's totally okay. It means that you're out there living life instead of letting your to-do list control you. So be at peace, figure out what you can stop, figure out ways that you can sustainably attack what you've got in chunks, and then let the rest roll off your back. Got it? Good. Okay, so if you haven't already looked at my time wasters guide, I would love for you to check it out. It's the top 10 things that consume most people's wasted time. You can find it either in the show notes, or you can type in www.workingmomsmovement.com/time-wasters. And if you like what you're hearing, please share this with a friend, subscribe, rate and review us. Like, I am dependent on you, my village of working moms, to help get this off the ground. So thanks in advance for doing that for me. Until next time, friends, if nobody's told you lately, you're doing a great job. You've got this, mama.